It was supposed to be just another quiet evening in a Texas suburb. A family settling in for dinner, porch lights flickering on as the sun dipped behind the rooftops, dogs barking faintly in the distance. Nothing out of the ordinary, until a knock at the door shattered the calm. The voice that answered that knock would never be heard again. Take a moment to click on the subscribe button to get more chilling true crime stories. Just before 9 p.m., police dispatch received a frantic call from a teenage girl, her voice trembling, her words stumbling over each other as she tried to explain what had happened. Someone came to the door. "My mom. She's not moving. Please come fast." When officers arrived, they found 38-year-old Melissa Graham slumped in the entryway of her own home. A single gunshot wound to the chest. No pulse. No chance of revival. Her daughter stood frozen, her hands covered in blood, her face pale with shock. She kept repeating the same phrase again and again. "I don't understand. I don't understand." The scene showed no signs of forced entry. The front door was unlocked. The living room was tidy. No valuables were missing. To the naked eye, it looked almost random, almost senseless. But just across the street, a tiny witness had seen everything. The kind of witness that never blinks, never sleeps, and never lies. A neighbor's doorbell camera had captured the entire encounter. The footage began hours earlier, showing Melissa arriving home with her daughter. They carried groceries inside, smiling, laughing, nothing unusual. Later, the camera caught shadows of cars driving by, a delivery truck stopping briefly, a dog walker passing in the dusk. But at 8:53 p.m., a lone figure appeared on the edge of the frame. A man, hoodie pulled tight, head down, walking quickly but deliberately toward Melissa's house. He stepped onto the porch, glanced around once, then knocked on the door. Melissa opened it, her daughter a few steps behind her. For a moment, they exchanged words. Though the camera had no audio, the body language told part of the story. Melissa looked surprised, then confused. She shifted her weight back, one hand on the door, the other rising slightly as if to gesture wait. The man reached into his hoodie pocket. Melissa took one step back, and then, in a split-second movement, he pulled out a handgun and fired once into her chest. She collapsed instantly. Her daughter screamed, rushing forward, but the man didn't enter. He turned, ran down the porch steps, and disappeared into the night. The entire murder, from knock to escape, lasted less than 15 seconds. When investigators reviewed the footage, they knew they weren't dealing with a burglary gone wrong. This wasn't random. This wasn't chance. It was execution. And the killer clearly knew Melissa. Detectives began piecing together Melissa's life. A respected nurse, a devoted mother, no criminal record. Friends described her as warm, kind, and hardworking. She had ended a long-term relationship with a man named Daniel Brooks about 6 months earlier. Daniel was known to be jealous, possessive, and prone to angry outbursts. He had texted Melissa dozens of times after the breakup, begging to reconcile, threatening to ruin her reputation when she refused. Melissa had blocked his number, but the messages didn't stop. When police pulled his phone records, they found that Daniel's cell pinged off a tower less than a mile from Melissa's home at the exact time of the murder. And when they matched the figure in the doorbell video to Daniel's build, gait, and even the brand of sneakers he often wore, the pieces began to fall into place. But there was still one problem. The footage was grainy. The hood covered most of the killer's face. The defense would argue it could have been anyone. So investigators dug deeper. They pulled surveillance from nearby traffic cameras. One camera showed a dark sedan speeding away from Melissa's street minutes after the gunshot. Another camera captured a partial license plate. Cross-referenced with registration records, it matched Daniel Brooks's car. Police executed a search warrant at Daniel's apartment. Inside, they found a black hoodie tossed in the laundry basket, still smelling faintly of gunpowder. In the back of his closet, wrapped in a towel, they discovered a 9mm handgun. Ballistics confirmed it was the weapon used to kill Melissa Graham. When confronted with the evidence, Daniel insisted he was innocent. He said someone must have stolen his car. He claimed the hoodie wasn't his. He said he hadn't spoken to Melissa in months. But the digital trail told another story. The doorbell camera didn't just capture his movements, captured his timing. The police were able to match the second he appeared on the neighbor's porch to the second Melissa's smart home system logged her door opening. And when they pulled GPS data from Daniel's car infotainment system, it showed his vehicle had been parked just 2 houses down from Melissa's at 8:50 p.m. The case went to trial a year later. Prosecutors knew they had something powerful, but they also knew defense attorneys would attack the video as inconclusive. After all, juries had been swayed before by arguments about fuzzy footage and unreliable technology. So the state leaned into the narrative. In opening statements, the prosecutor told the jury, "The camera doesn't blink, the camera doesn't forget, and the camera doesn't care about excuses. It simply shows you the truth." The jury was shown the video in full. Melissa answering the door, Daniel standing there, shifting his weight, one hand hidden in his pocket. The sudden flash, the collapse, the sprint into darkness. The courtroom fell silent as it played. Some jurors leaned forward. Others covered their mouths. Melissa's daughter, now 16, sobbed quietly in the gallery, clutching her grandmother's hand. The defense argued the video was circumstantial. They said the shooter's face was never visible. They claimed it could have been a look-alike, a coincidence. But when prosecutors followed up with the recovered weapon, the ballistic match, the cell phone records, the GPS logs, the jury saw a puzzle that fit together too neatly to ignore. In closing arguments, the prosecution played the video one final time. Then they looked at the jury and said, "You don't need to hear the words. You don't need to see the face. You only need to see the act. Because murder speaks for itself." The jury deliberated for less than 6 hours. They returned with a verdict of guilty on all counts. Daniel Brooks was sentenced to life in prison without parole. For Melissa's family, the verdict was bittersweet. They had justice but no closure. Her daughter would grow up without her mother. Her patients would never see her warm smile again. And yet, the truth had been preserved, not by eyewitnesses, not by confession, but by a simple piece of technology screwed to a neighbor's front porch. In post-trial interviews, one juror admitted the video haunted them. They said, "I close my eyes and I still see it. The way she opened the door. The way she looked surprised. The way he didn't hesitate. It's 15 seconds, but it plays forever in my mind." The footage became a training example for law enforcement across Texas. Officers began urging homeowners to register their security cameras with local police networks. Prosecutors used it in seminars to highlight how digital evidence could cut through lies in a courtroom. For investigators, it was a reminder. The smallest camera can hold the biggest truth. For everyone else, it was a chilling lesson that in today's world, even in the dark, even in the quiet of suburbia, someone is always watching. And for Daniel Brooks, it was the final proof that no matter how carefully you plan, no matter how deeply you hide your face, the truth has a way of finding the light. If this story shocked you, hit like so more people can uncover it. And subscribe to True Crime Uncovered for more cases where justice didn't come from the testimony, but from the evidence that could not be denied.